Hey everyone, Dan and Leslie back for another Disney dining review.
All right, so today we are headed to one of our favorites, which is Tusker House over at Disney's Animal Kingdom Park. We are so excited.
We have purposefully put this one off. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. We have purposely put this off for quite a while because when it reopened after COVID, it opened as a family style, brought to your table type of food experience. And we ate there. It just wasn't what we remembered, and it wasn't as good as it used to be because of the selections. Like, you didn't have all the selections that you used to have. The buffet area in this restaurant is massive, and we knew that at some point they would want to push people through that again and offer that experience. This is not a cheap table service meal.
So it's $59 for dinner per adult plus tax and gratuity, and $38 per child plus tax and gratuity. So it's not cheap, but if it is as good as we remember it, it is worth it. So I'm anxious to find out. They do have a pretty extensive specialty cocktail list. Dawa Bar is right outside. It seems a little weird that there are that many cocktails on their cocktail list, but I don't know if it's because they are in such close connection with like an actual bar.
I'm sure they have their own service bar or multiple service bars the size of this restaurant, but it also reminds me of the drinks they have over at Sanaa that have some specialty cocktails. So it may be just they're sharing recipes with that similar type of cuisine. We have two favorite buffets on property. Boma is one. That has been a buffet for quite a while, coming back. This one just turned back into a buffet, so I'm very excited to see, because if this is as good as it was, and you add characters to this, I mean, you're gonna see Mickey, Donald, Daisy, and Goofy. Goofy. All in their safari outfit. I'm very excited about that. So if it's as good as it was, plus you have characters on top of it, even with the elevated prices of $59 plus tax, it is definitely going to be worth it.
Yes.
With this buffet, there are so many options. We did not schedule that. So it's in the evening, it's dinner. I'm excited to see it for dinner, but we used to schedule, try to get the transition from breakfast to lunch.
Yes, that's a pro tip, to schedule like around 10:30, because then you can hit breakfast, and then they're transitioning over to lunch. So then on like your second round, you can go back for some lunch options.
So you get different, it's like two meals in one, which makes it even more valuable. I will say that it is a lot of food though, so
a lot of food.
Just be hungry. Anyway, I don't even know if you can do that anymore. We didn't even look into it. We scheduled a dinner. There's only one way to find out if it still lives up to the hype. Are you ready?
My stomach is actively growling.
I know.
And I have been prepping.
I can hear it.
I've been prepping for this all day.
I'm hungry as well. All right, you ready?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Getting a Negroni, which I've never had, getting a Mai Tai, which I've had before but not here, or getting my old standby, which is a mule.
So we got sets. We are set in kind of that main section. They turned half of their buffet area into seating, which is interesting. They used to have a center island for the buffet. I see Goofy, I see Donald, I saw Mickey when I walked in. Dinner just started, so it's not very full yet. I'm sure this is going to get quite loud in here. There is nothing to absorb sound in here, so I'm sure it's quite loud.
Yeah.
I remember it being quite loud, but I'm excited. There is a ton of food up there on that buffet. It is a huge selection.
I am so hungry. I cannot wait. Have you been out on the safari today? Searching out all the animals? Yeah?
thing to note, if you make an early dinner reservation, it is a little bit tough trying to time the characters with going up to the buffet, and if you have to, make a restroom run or anything, just because there are so many open tables. It is nice because it is quiet, but you'll come around the corner and there's only 2 tables out of 6 that are full, and so they just come up on you. So I think Leslie's about to miss Daisy. We'll see. We'll see if she gets back in time. I don't know. All right, so we got our drinks. I got a smoked turkey, which is okay. Nothing to write home about.
I got a Negroni, which I've never gotten before. I don't really know if I like gin or not, which might be part of the problem, but it's okay. It's pretty tart.
Ew, I don't like that at all. Can't say that I love how they're doing characters here right now, just because it's so empty in here. You don't even have time to go up and get food and come back. Leslie went and got food, and I watched the camera while she missed Daisy, and then I went up to get food, and I missed Donald. So Mickey is coming here in a couple of tables, so we will at least get to both meet Mickey. So we do have a ton of food. I haven't even tried it yet, so I'm looking forward to this. But I got everything from salmon to shrimp curry, chicken, tandoori chicken. I got lamb, braised beef, mac and cheese, some rice dish. There's a ton of really good food. I mean, there's so many options up there. And if you have picky eaters, there's a whole buffet just for kids. Corn dog nuggets and mac and cheese and that type of stuff. Super, super good.
I particularly like the variety of different types of salad that they have. So I have a quinoa salad and a black bean salad. Not black bean, a black eyed pea salad. There was a cauliflower salad. There's just all different kinds of options. So I really like that. Mickey, you're on camera. You're the star of the show. Thank you so much.
About half of the selections are really, really good, and about half the selections are not. The salmon is dry, the pork is just awful. However, the tandoori chicken is phenomenal, and the shrimp curry is actually really tasty. What do you think?
Yeah, and I once again loved all the salads and the breads and the dips and all of that option. I also felt whenever I went up there to get my plate that many of the dishes needed to be transitioned out. They were kind of starting to run low.
They are starting to fill up in here now, so it is going to get considerably louder. A huge group just walked in, and they're starting to push people through. So hopefully, I like making these dinner reservations early because we can at least get a little bit of thoughts on camera in the location prior to it getting super loud, and it will get super loud in here.
Yeah.
We've each had 2 plates of main food. I think my favorite thing has been the chicken tandoori and the tandoori sauce that goes with it. Fantastic. And then the lamb, what do they call that? The lamb?
Shawarma.
The lamb shawarma. So it's basically slices of lamb and then a bunch of toppings with naan bread.
Yeah.
And you can kind of build a little pita sandwich or whatever, but tzatziki sauce and onions and cucumbers and that is fantastic. The lamb is really cooked very well.
Yeah. The second time I went up, they had just replaced the pot of mac and cheese and the pot of potatoes, both of which are much better than the first batch that I got, so that was better. And these honey rosemary rolls are unreal. The birds. The birds. Can we take a photo? You're number 1, man. Yeah. Good golly, take this honey rosemary roll away from me. It is so good. So the characters have actually made their way back around again, so I'm not as disappointed as I was initially. So we've been able to get up and get food, and we've seen everybody twice, or if one of us missed one, then we've seen them, and so that's been really nice.
I went up and got a plate of desserts for us to both share, so I got basically one of everything and a couple of the smaller items. So there was everything from a pineapple tart to a s'mores pop, which was basically a marshmallow dipped in chocolate and graham crackers.
There's a marshmallow, we both went.
There's a chocolate cookie, a sugar cookie, a cookie bar, a brownie. I mean, the selection is unbelievable, but none of the desserts really blew me away. So they used to have a bread pudding that was really good here.
I forgot about the bread pudding.
I'm really disappointed they don't have the bread pudding. I didn't see it up there, did you? So that's unfortunate. But these are all like pre-made, very much, you know, put it on a sheet, bring it out one at a time type of thing. So I don't know. I mean, we'll wrap up our thoughts at home, but overall it's great selection. Not sure if the quality is where it was pre-COVID, but what do you think?
I agree, yeah, but we'll wrap it up at home.
All right, we are back, and I am not as stuffed as I thought I would be, to be honest.
That's true. We were going to tell you all about it, but first, if you need any help planning your next Disney vacation or Universal, cruise lines, or all-inclusive resorts, please reach out to fantasticalvacations.com. We have an amazing team of travel advisors that would be more than happy to help you out.
All right, so ambiance and theming. The theming of the restaurant is fantastic. It always has been. It is the same theming that we came to love 11 years ago or whatever the first time we came was. It hasn't changed, and you really do feel like you are in like an outdoor market inside of some place in Africa. Like that's the setting. That's and they do a very good job of that.
Yeah, and the characters are adorable in their little safari gear. They had an extra little added touch of Christmas on all of their outfits, which was really super cute. So we gave Ambiance and Theming a 4. It gets docked a little bit just because the noise level in the restaurant is very loud, which is kind of to be expected with character dining experiences, but there are other character dining places that have more soft goods that will absorb some of that sound.
The whole restaurant was about half set, and I can't imagine hearing anything in there, carrying on a conversation if it was full.
Yeah. So service. You know, for experiences like this where it's a buffet and you're primarily doing most of the work because you're the one going to get your own food, it's hard to rate servers. However, I feel like our server was great. Like he did a good job for the role he had, which was drinks and making sure we had waters and they were refilled and that we didn't need anything, taking our plates away, you know, all of that. So
yeah, a self-service buffet, I have a hard time giving more than 20%, really giving 20%. Like I have a hard time like fathoming how you can justify if you're not bringing me food and clearing, but I didn't with this guy. He was fantastic. He cleared all the plates. We had multiple plates because we wanted to try multiple different things. He kept our waters full. He brought us a full menu for the specialty cocktails because the one they had on the table, we only had like 5 of them on there. He gave recommendations. He didn't go into like a whole lot of like backstory or anything like that, but he was very good.
Yeah.
Definitely a 4.
Yeah. So drinks. This is probably one area that we were both a little disappointed in. Not that they were bad, and mine I kind of was like a little taken aback whenever I first had my first sip. As I drank more of it, it got better because I think I probably needed to stir it because the sweetness was down at the bottom. But they weren't bad. They just weren't like mind-blowing, over-the-top, super special.
Wasn't bad, wasn't great, so got a 3.
Yeah.
Food. So the just sheer selection of food items is crazy. I mean, it is unbelievable. And this is after they did away with this giant island, like it used to be like the dessert and bread station, and now it is just seating. And so the selection is phenomenal. However, with the selection being vast, I think their quality actually took a hit.
Yeah.
So basically half of everything we tried, we really, really liked, and half of everything we tried, we didn't care for.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the fact that we didn't like the type of food. I like that type of food. It was just either like really well done or either too salty, too dry, overcooked, that kind of stuff. So like the pork and the salmon was overcooked, but the lamb and the chicken was very well cooked. The braised beef was too salty, but the shrimp
Curry shrimp.
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a standard across the board. And some of the ones, like you pointed out, like you'd go up and the dish would be half gone and you'd get it and it would be like either cold or maybe not just right, but you'd go back up and it would be a full dish and it would be good then. So there just wasn't a whole lot of consistency.
Yeah. So what what added to the experience, then there were things that took away. So we decided that probably it lands at about a 3.5 for the food portion of our ratings.
For all that together, the average is a 3.625, and I feel that's pretty fair. I don't think it actually got its value for me.
Yeah.
The character experiences, they came by twice.
They
so
did.
we saw every single character twice. The first time they came through, it was a little disappointing because they didn't give us enough time to go up and physically get our meal. Like we would have had to sit there for 10, 12 minutes just waiting on these characters to pop through because there was no consistent rotation because there were so many empty tables. So we had to, like, once we saw a character, I mean, it could have been like 2 minutes later, they would have been at our table even though they were across the restaurant. But the fact that they came back through a second time, that kind of made up for that.
Yeah. And it was nice to get to see them all, with both of us sitting there, because a couple of them we saw, like I saw without Dan or Dan saw without me. But yes, and the characters are adorable.
All right, I have obviously been doing way too much talking the last couple of days, so I think we should probably wrap it up here.
All right, well, if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss our next one.
And we will see you on the next video.